Today we're taking a look at the most absolute busted and best shotgun build I've been able to come up with for Cyberpunk 2077 2.0. Let's get to it. Welcome you over 174,000 people who have hit the subscribe button, as well as the rest of you who haven't yet. So I've spent the past couple of days trying to min-max a shotgun build the best I possibly could, and I think I got something for you all that you are going to absolutely love. So we're going to start off with taking a look at the attribute points. You're going to put 20 into body, 10 into reflexes, and 20 into technical ability. Being that this is a shotgun build, you definitely want to favor body first. However, I would get those 10 points into reflexes as soon as you can so that you can dash and reload and sprint and reload and shoot and all that while you're running around like a maniac. Technically, you only need 9 to do this, but 10 is a better looking number. The rest of the perks inside this tree are relatively useless to us. We just need the ones that you see here. Over in the body tree, you want to grab everything that you see here. There are 2 that we really do not need here. You can grab Skullcracker if you want that little bit of extra damage when you melee attack. You're only going to need to really get that melee damage bonus when you use Rip and Tear so that you can get that 100% increased damage to your next shot when you are fighting a big target. I felt like this was a good place to save a point because you don't really necessarily need it. We're not relying on the damage from the melee attack. We're doing the melee attack so that we can get that bonus to our shotgun damage, which is where our main damage is coming from. And then because we're using shotguns, Onslaught is completely useless to us. Over in technical ability is where we're going to spend the most of our points because there is a ton of stuff over here that we need. The left side helps to keep us alive. The center helps us to equip more cyberware as well as deal additional damage. And since our boss destroying shotgun is a tech weapon, we grab the points over on the right side to increase our damage and give us more control with our tech weapon. Moving on to cyberware, we got a lot of really high-tech cyberware here. Let's talk about the things that you want to focus on first. You want to equip the best _stand you can get a hold of as soon as you can get a hold of one. And then as soon as you get a chance to upgrade to the apogee or apogee or however you say it, _stand, you want to grab that one. Don't worry about upgrading it past tier 5 once you get it. That's something that you can worry about later on. It's going to serve you just fine with its base stats. The next thing you want to focus on and try to get as soon as possible is the axolotl. This helps reduce the cooldown of your stand and allow you to stay inside stand even longer. In order to get this, you need to complete all of Regina's missions. Making that one of the very first things you do will help you to level extremely fast as well as ensure that you get this extremely quickly. Next, you want to pick up the micro generator. This thing is absolutely nutty when it comes to increasing our damage because we are using 2 double-barreled shotguns as our weapons. This means that every time you fire said shotgun, it doesn't matter which one you fire, you get the bonus from this hand's cyberware, which adds an additional 240 electrical damage to each of your shots, and it's an AoE effect. Next, you want to get a bio monitor and a blood pump as soon as possible. This will help with your survivability and make you extremely difficult to kill. Favor the bio monitor first, as this will work with just your normal healing items, and then swap to the blood pump as soon as you have money to purchase one. From there, all of the other cyberware that you see here just helps with our overall survivability, focusing heavy on mitigation and damage reduction as well as a decent amount of armor. Now, I have the iconic version of the peripheral inverse equipped currently, but this is your end game goal for this item. Early game, just get the base version of this. You don't necessarily need the iconic version. And just in case it's a situation of where you are having trouble equipping this, you don't want to make it a priority because the axolotl and the apogee stand are going to be much more important for you to be able to equip. So if you don't have the Cyberware points to equip it, don't worry about it, just equip the basic version. Everything in the ⴟᴜ괜ᴜ or whatever that is, your skin system, should come second to the neofiber in the nervous system and the stuff in the skeleton system, because all of that helps with mitigation and mitigation chance, which is a much bigger damage reduction than anything that you're going to get in your skin system. Let's move on to talking about weapons. So your main weapon that you're going to be using for all the random cannon fodder nonsense that you run into is the Sovereign. This thing is absolutely nuts. It's really easy to get a hold of as soon as you are able to take on the people at this location, and it's just an NCPD mission. You go there, you'll get the crafting recipe for it. You can craft the base version of it, which will be blue, upgrade it as quickly and as fast as you can, and get it to its iconic version. It does 263 damage at its maxed out tier, 85% headshot damage, 75% armor pen, a 6% burn chance, and it fires 6 projectiles. But the cool thing about it is that it says that it guarantees crit hits with point blank shots. This whole build specializes in point blank shots, so all of your hits should be crit hits. On top of that, it increases your reload speed and movement speed after shooting an enemy in the torso. Shooting an enemy in the torso at point blank range is extremely easy to do. This thing is an absolute monster. What it lacks in damage, which is not much, it makes up for in being able to just spam shots, as well as making you insanely fast, even more so when you are in ⴍ Your heavy target or boss killer is going to be the order shotgun. The damage on this thing is absolutely nuts, coming in at 506 damage. It does 50% headshot damage. It has 100% armor pen. It has a 3-second charge time, a 10% shock chance, and it fires 14 projectiles. On top of that, charging this weapon above 66% vaporizes any enemy in your path, leaving an EMP trail behind it. Now, like many things inside Cyberpunk 2.0, it does lie to you and it doesn't vaporize any target. It doesn't even vaporize most targets, and it definitely doesn't vaporize bosses. However, it does hit like an absolute truck, and if you melee something before you shoot it with this thing, it deals double damage. If you charge it, it does even more damage. So when you are fighting a boss, you elbow said boss, and then you charge this thing to at least 66%, and then you absolutely devastate said boss's health bar. Now, there is a trick to this to make this easier, and there's a few caveats here because there's some bugs when it comes to using this thing. Let me explain. When you are in ⴍ mode, which makes it much easier to melee a target when you are in ⴍ mode, you cannot fire this gun after meleeing a target. So the combo for this thing goes enter ⴍ, melee the target, exit ⴍ, charge the weapon, enter ⴍ, fire the weapon. The reason we do this is this maximizes our damage and gets us the bonus damage from the gun, as well as the bonus damage from our perks, as well as the bonus damage from the ⴍ. If you stay inside ⴍ and you elbow a target doing your melee attack, you then won't be able to fire the gun. If you enter ⴍ, elbow the target, exit ⴍ, and then quickly re-enter ⴍ and try to charge the gun charges extremely slow. The only thing that is not affected by the ⴍ is you. Your gun's charge speed is indeed affected by the slowdown time of ⴍ. So that's why we enter it, hit the target because it makes it easier for us to hit the target when it's not moving. Then we exit it so that we can charge the gun fast. Then we re-enter it again so it disables any bugs that we run into, and we get the bonus from the ⴍ. Now, you could just enter Sandy, hit the target, exit, charge, and shoot, but then you won't get the bonuses that we get from being inside ⴍ when we fire the gun. Basically, we're doing everything we can to maximize our damage. One downside to this build and downside to order is that you have to buy order. I looked this up and apparently you don't get it. You just buy it from the black market vendor in Dogtown. So you need the DLC in order to get a hold of it. And then as soon as you have the money, you can just go over there and buy this at any point in the game, apparently. This build is absolutely insane. You are dang near unkillable. You have tons of HP, tons of damage reduction, and you do absolutely insane damage. Now, can you one-shot Max Tech? No, but you can kill him in a couple of shots and you can easily go toe-to-toe with them without really any worry at all. And the fact that you can go toe-to-toe with Max Tech, considering that that's something you never really have to do, just goes to show what an absolute monster you are and how this build will completely trivialize anything that you run into in the game. Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Let me know what you all thought about it down there in the comments, and if you haven't already, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.